Hello, this is National Chess Master, Rats. I'm here at chess.com. I've started a new series here in my group, National Master Rats free video chess lessons, where I've asked the members to submit their best games, and I'll make a video. I want to see your best games. I mean, not just any game. I want to see your best games. And for now, I'm going to make videos of those members that are in the group and send them along in the thread. And it will be linked here in the YouTube channel or in the YouTube description so you can find it. Okay, I'm not sure if this is my best game. I don't really know what my best game is. But this is certainly one of my more entertaining ones. It was played back May 16th, 1991. I think it was the Southern California Chess League, where teams would go from one club and go visit another club and play about 4 boards. And I think I was on board 2. I was playing against another national master, and the time control I know was 40 moves in an hour, which is pretty fast. I'm not really used to that. And I get a really nice game here, and I'm certain that I miss a lot of quicker wins. I know I did, as a matter of fact, but it's still entertaining to say the least. Let's just have a look and see what happened. Okay, a lot of times against the Burke, I just throw Bishop c4 out there, try to get my guy out of book real quick. And then, I just delay playing d4, and sometimes if I do push that pawn, or when I do push that pawn, it goes to d3. But this is just all some of my off-the-wall stuff that I use to avoid studying opening theory, because I'm lazy. I'd rather study chess positions rather than look at 20 million book positions. I think it's a better way to go. Okay, anyway, I have to cover my queen. And then here, Black commits a strategic error, and I find the tactical refutation. And I'm not going to go into all the lines here. I just want to make this is just a fun little video. But he drops his knight back to d7. Now, if you like to quiz yourself, like to play and do the best you can. Okay, pause the video. All right, you're back. Did you find this move? I hope so. Bishop takes check. Okay, it's kind of easy to see what happens if his king takes. I just play knight g5 check and collect the bishop on g4. So he didn't want any part of that. He put his king on f8. So now I just drop the bishop back, and b3 might have been a better square, but it doesn't matter. This is what I played. And really, if you have to look at this, White's won a pawn, Black's opening has failed. He has lost his privilege to castle, and the attack isn't over, so to speak. Okay, here it comes. He took this pawn. Now the natural instinct is to just retake that pawn in some way, shape, or form, but you're also running into some tricks. Okay, so White to play and do the best you can. Pause the video again. Alright, you've resumed. Here comes my next little surprise move. I offer my queen. Okay, so he can see if he bites that I'm going to check on e6 and then get his queen, and then his bishop on d1 will be loose, and I would be a piece ahead, I think. Okay, or at least I would be doing okay. So let's see. Bishop takes. It's a lot. Let's just analyze it. Okay, bishop takes g4. Okay, or d1. Knight e6 check. Where's he? Oh no! I stop and pick up his bishop first. Yeah, that's the key. I pick up the bishop first, and then I go win the queen. And yeah, this is how White comes out a piece ahead. And no matter how Black slices it, he's down a piece. I have 4 minor pieces, he has 3. We both have 1 on pre. Okay, so let's back it up. He didn't want any part of that. And so he played knight f6. Okay, now I go ahead and give him a whoop. Not yet. His position's messed up. I'm in the wrong. See, there's one thing with this, the PGN that chess.com generates when you go into sideline. It kind of hides where you want to be. Yeah, he did play. Yeah, he did play. Okay, so now, once again, White to play and do the best he can. Okay, pause the video. You've resumed it. Okay, I took the piece. I took his bishop, and I think that actually showed it. So now I'm a piece ahead. What's he going to do? he pretty much has to take my queen. If he doesn't take my queen, then he's just going to be a piece down. Okay, so now I've given up the queen for a piece. I've got to get something for it. Here we go. Check. And as I was showing in the other line, the trick is to pick up the bishop first. And now clearly if he goes back to f8, I'm going to check on e6 and win his queen, right? And then he's going to end up down a couple pieces, it looks like. So, or at least one. But anyway, he comes out, and now I give check here, and is forcing his king out even further. And now I pick up his knight. So all these little tactics have kind of unsettled or settled now. And what I have is I have given up my queen and a pawn for 3 minor pieces. And his king is exposed. So, yeah, here comes the pawn here because he takes the pawn right here. Probably the best move he has. Get some wood while he can. So now I've got to figure out what to do next. You know, theoretically, if you're playing point count chess, black has more material, but his king's exposed, and white's just a little bit better developed. I've got 3 minor pieces developed. What I've got to do as white is get the rest of my army into this game real quick. And right now the only piece he has developed is his king. So first step, I just redeploy the knight, get him back in action, attack his queen, so he brings his queen out. And then I play d4. Now I'm threatening to play bishop takes f4, which is a nice move because it gains time for development by attacking the queen. And so really he's kind of stuck to making moves like g5 to try to hold on to everything. And I don't really want to take on knight takes g5. It just can run into some problems. Rook g8, you know, there just might be some embarrassment here. The best thing to do is just develop first. So I get myself castled, and then he parks his rook on g8. And now I've got to figure out what to do next. So I bring this knight over to e4, and he brings his queen out, so I start kicking it, okay? And gaining a little territory bit by bit. And here's a little more space. Now, as I recall, I think knight 6 to e5 does him in. He just has no real good move after that. But what I play is okay. You know, we're not asking for precision here. And he really has no defense against any decent moves I come up with. Okay, so now I go and grab this pawn. And he plays a little tactic. Okay, the idea is if my knight moves, he might win that bishop on g4, right? So white to play and do the best he can. Okay, if you zoom the video, this is what I had in mind. I stop and I sacrifice a pawn. Check, okay? He's got to get out of check. Then really there's not too many moves he has available here. If he plays king b5, I can play bishop e2 check, if anything. Maybe even a4 check might lead to mate. I mean, it's just a slaughter. And what black objectively would like to do is give his queen back for 3 minor pieces, but the best that's ever available is 2. Okay, so let's see what happens. He takes, and then I just have, I come up with this move, check, which forces him, forces his king pretty much back. He can't really go forward, and it's a whole nother bit of analysis I won't bother with. And now the next move, white to play and do the best he can. Can you find it? Pause the video. Okay, my knight's on g5 is loose, so let's take care of that. Let's put it on a good square. I put it on f3, and now I've got threats of mate and 1, knight d4 check. Okay, what's he going to do about that? He really doesn't have a defense here. So he looked at it. He could probably resign. He went for a sacrifice. He checked. He brought his queen down. And I bring my knight back. He takes my bishop. But look, I get the queen finally. So now I'm a rook and a piece ahead. And he played on a few more moves. We'll just show those and call it a day here, okay? Okay, grab a pawn, why not? You know, check. Hey, now he's got a threat. He's ready to pin me, but it's my move. Check. I check him. And I check him again. And once again, he comes up, and at this point he realizes that he only has one legal move, and it's going to end in mate. King G4 would allow Rook F4 mate, so after knight H3 check, black resigned. Again, it's not my greatest game ever, but certainly one of the more interesting tactical skirmishes that I've had, and I want to thank you for your time to looking at it. Don't forget, join my free video lessons group if you're not a member already. Dig out your best game out of your archives and send it to me. I want to see it. I want to see what kind of chess you can play. All right? Have a great day. Thanks.